In recent decades, science has begun to validate what ancient traditions have long understood. The mind and the soul are not separate. Our emotional well-being is deeply connected to our sense of purpose, belonging, and spiritual alignment. In a time of rising mental health challenges, the intersection of spirituality and emotional health is more relevant and essential than ever. Studies in neuroscience, psychology, and psychoneuroimmunology now point to the transformative power of spiritual practices. Meditation, prayer, gratitude, and meaning-making aren't just esoteric concepts, they're healing tools. They reduce stress, improve emotional resilience, and even reshape the brain. Let's begin by understanding what spirituality means in this context. It's not about religion, doctrine, or belief systems. Spirituality here refers to a lived connection with something greater than oneself, whether that's God, the universe, nature, or the higher self. It's about inner alignment, values, and a sense of sacredness in life. When people feel spiritually disconnected, they often experience more than just emotional distress. They describe a sense of emptiness, loss of meaning, or a deep fatigue of the soul. These are not just psychological symptoms, they are spiritual signals. In 2009, researchers at the University of Pennsylvania found that spiritual well-being was strongly correlated with lower levels of depression and anxiety. Similarly, mindfulness meditation has been shown in numerous studies to reduce activity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center, and increase activation in regions responsible for compassion, self-awareness, and emotional regulation. But why does this happen? When we engage in spiritual practices, we activate what scientists call the relaxation response, a physiological state that counters the stress response. Heart rate slows, cortisol drops, and brain waves shift into more coherent patterns. Our biology responds to stillness and meaning. Additionally, practices like gratitude journaling have been found to increase serotonin and dopamine levels, two neurotransmitters linked to joy and motivation. Prayer, when practiced with intention and presence, fosters a sense of trust and surrender that reduces feelings of helplessness, a common trait in emotional disorders. But it's not just individual practices that matter. Spiritual community and connection also play a crucial role. People who feel spiritually supported by others tend to recover faster from emotional traumas and exhibit stronger resilience in the face of adversity. Connection, when infused with meaning, heals. Perhaps one of the most profound insights from the convergence of science and spirituality is the role of purpose. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, wrote that those who have a why to live can bear almost any how. Modern studies confirm this. Having a sense of spiritual purpose enhances mental clarity, strengthens the immune system, and reduces suicidal ideation. We are living in a time where emotional health can no longer be seen in isolation. The soul craves attention, the heart needs meaning, and the mind, for all its brilliance, cannot thrive without the grounding power of spiritual connection. Integrating spirituality into emotional healing does not mean abandoning medical care. It means expanding our understanding of what true healing involves. It means addressing the whole person, not just the chemistry of the brain, but the depth of the being. Science is catching up to spirit, and together they offer a more complete, compassionate, and powerful path to emotional health. So ask yourself, what does my soul need to feel safe? What brings me back to inner peace? What spiritual practices ground me when life feels chaotic? Because when the soul is nourished, the mind finds its calm, and healing becomes possible in ways we're only beginning to understand. A narrative of transformation. Take, for example, a woman named Dana. After years of dealing with anxiety and emotional fatigue, countless therapy sessions and medications left her functioning but far from fulfilled. It wasn't until she began a daily spiritual routine, 5 minutes of morning stillness, a gratitude journal and silent prayer each night, that something shifted. Dana didn't suddenly become free of challenges, but she reported feeling rooted, emotionally steadier and more forgiving of herself. Her panic attacks reduced not just because she was calmer, but because she had rediscovered a part of herself she didn't know she'd lost. Her healing didn't come from escape, but from reconnection. Dana's story reflects a broader truth. Emotional well-being isn't just about managing symptoms, it's about reawakening the soul's voice within the mind's noise. The emerging field of spiritual psychology. Spiritual psychology is a growing discipline that bridges emotional healing with conscious evolution. It doesn't see pain as pathology, but as a portal. Therapists and researchers in this field integrate traditional psychological tools with practices of mindfulness, compassion inquiry, and soul-centered reflection. Practitioners report that when patients are encouraged to explore spiritual meaning, not just cognitive thought patterns, they open deeper layers of healing. It is not uncommon for clients to experience significant breakthroughs when they connect trauma recovery with soul narratives. Why did this happen to me? What does my pain want me to learn? Spiritual psychology suggests that our deepest emotional wounds often contain our greatest spiritual invitations. A holistic vision for the future. Imagine a healthcare system that doesn't just ask, "How are you feeling?" but also, "What do you believe in?" Imagine mental health care that includes silence, ritual, and soul alignment alongside therapy and medication. The future of emotional wellness is integrative. It honors the biochemical, the psychological, and the spiritual. It values data, but also dreams. It treats not only the pain, but also the potential. Because true healing is not a return to who you were, it is a step toward who you are becoming. Let us move toward that future, where science and soul walk hand in hand. Cultivating a daily spiritual practice for emotional resilience. Building emotional health through spirituality doesn't require drastic changes. It begins with small, consistent practices that bring awareness and grounding. Begin each day with intentional breathwork. Even 2 minutes of conscious breathing can reset your nervous system. Create a sacred pause in your daily routine, a moment of silence between meetings, a short walk without your phone, or a space to light a candle and simply be. These are modern rituals, acts that reconnect you to presence. Spiritual practices act as anchors. In moments of anxiety, returning to your breath, your mantra, or your prayer becomes a bridge back to stability. Over time, these practices build what psychologists call effective forecasting, the ability to emotionally prepare and respond from a place of calm. The goal is not perfection, it is integration. To let your spirituality be woven into the way you think, respond, love, and grow. This is the essence of emotional wellness, living in harmony with the soul. Love is and always will be the truth. Awaken and remember who you are. Live your essence. If this journey touched your heart, write the word Ubuntu in the comments. Because when you write it, you acknowledge your light and step into a new path. This channel is not just a channel, it's a movement, a family of souls awakening. If you feel the call, join us, subscribe. Share this knowledge with those you love. Every subscription and share strengthens our collective awareness, and together we rise spiritually.